Impact of the Great Depression and political ideologies. The economy in the U.S. Collapsed in 1929 due to their protectionism policies. Uh, Protectionism put high taxes on foreign imports, so other countries couldn't make profits, causing these countries to be unable to afford American products. Countries started putting high taxes on American imports, so foreign demand decreased, causing shares to be sold fast on October 29th, 1929, which is known as Black Friday. Unemployment increased as demands kept falling, and then German, Italian, British, and French economies became unstable. Um, Deflation affected Europe and Japan, while this increased the threat of revolution and extreme political ideologies. Democracy fell in Germany, Japan, and Spain, while it survived in the USA, France, and Britain. The Great Depression helped Hitler rise to power. He didn't agree with German political decisions in the past war. Hitler started to rise after the Wall Street crash and was appointed Chancellor of Germany in 1933. He then established the Third Reich and turned Germany into a totalitarian state. Impact of the rise of dictatorships on relations between powers. Um, Italy Italy, the USSR, and Germany were dictatorships by 1933, and yeah, Nazism in Germany. Germany established good foreign relationships after the war, but Hitler didn't want to continue them. So France were the most concerned, so they switched back to being difficult with Germany. Italy also had fear because they wanted Austria and Germany to form a union, so Italy wouldn't be protected because of that. Stalin had fear because the USSR were the only communist country, so they were threatened and isolated because the Nazi Party was anti-communist. Hitler wanted to spread Lebensraum, so Germany were planning on trying to take land from Poland and the USSR. The USSR tried securing agreements with France and Britain, but they failed due to them being scared of communism. Military dictatorship in Japan. Uh, the people opposed democracy in Japan and they blamed the government for the economic crash. So the military then decided to take over. The government couldn't control the military, Admiral so Admiral Makoto Saito took over. They wanted to expand through Asia, which threatened China and the interests of Europe and the US. Uh, Japan withdrew from the League of Nations in March 1933, and then they formed the Anti-Comintern Pact in 1936 with Germany. And then Italy joined the pact in 1937. Mussolini was becoming unpopular, so he made an agreement with Hitler, and they went against the League. Yeah, and then Europe was preparing for war because of the Pact of Steel, and yeah. Foreign responses to the Civil War in Spain. Many political groups appeared in Spain, such as the monarchists, the liberals, the socialists, the communists, the anarchists, and the separatists. Don Miguel Primo de Rivera established a dictatorship in 1933 after a bloodless coup. He was forced to resign after the Great Depression hit, and the new Republic of Spain was proclaimed, and King Alfonso abdicated in April 1931. Right-wing and left-wing groups such as SIDA and the Power Front formed. Right-wing groups believed that a military dictatorship was the only option. Revolt in Morocco began, and then General Francisco Franco oversaw it. And when it reached Spain, the Civil War began. The right wing won the war, and Franco became a dictator with some elements of fascism. People against the government, such as anarchists, defended themselves from being overtaken. Franco got the help of Hitler and Mussolini by being supplied military equipment and troops. Britain and France couldn't help the Republicans, so they turned to the USSR. The Mussolini wanted to get in the Civil War for more propaganda. Hitler wanted test their rearmament program and wanted to prolong the war. And Stalin also wanted to prolong the war and also slightly help the Republicans. The USSR signed a stop sending no, the USSR stopped sending aid in 1938, while Germany gave more support, and in March 1939, Madrid fell, giving Franco the victory. And he decided to keep Spain out of World War II and kept ruling until 1975. Aims and impact of Hitler's expansionist policies. Uh, Hitler's main foreign policy aims were ending Germany's commitment to the Treaty of Versailles, recovering all lost territory, developing the German military, uniting all German-speaking people under the under a German government, and supporting the concept of Lebensraum. Hitler slowly started freeing Germany from the treaty convincing the ma- by convincing the major nations in Europe, such as Britain. Uh, then Tsar returned to Germany after a plebiscite took place. Uh, yeah, rearmament. Hitler reintroduced the conscription in March 1935. He wanted to increase the German army strength to 600,000 men. On April 14th, 1935, the Prime Minister of Britain, France, and Italy signed an agreement that established the Stessa Front, uh, which reaffirmed the Locarno treaties that were signed before. The agreement was vague, so it couldn't prevent Hitler's plans, and if they prevented it, it would be a full-scale invasion of Germany. Um, Britain and Germany agreed to the Anglo-German naval agreement, which showed the fragility of the Stresa Front because Britain didn't consult with the with the other countries. Mussolini then launched an invasion of Abyssinia and Britain and France supported the sanctions made by the League of Nations. So Italy withdrew from the Stresa Front and the League of Nations. France and the USSR and signed the Treaty of Mutual Assistance in 1935. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. Hitler ordered German soldiers to enter the Rhineland to protect its borders, even though the Treaty of Versailles didn't allow this. Uh, but Germany were successful though because no other countries stopped them or took any action. Hitler argued that Germany were just trying to defend their borders and themselves, and Britain accepted this, while France felt threatened, and also the USSR interests were also threatened. Anschluss, 1938. Um, Hitler wanted to enter Austria so they would be united, but Italian troops were at the border and didn't allow it. Hitler finally then achieved it in March 1938, which was against the treaty as well. Germany gained resources, a population increase, strategic positioning, and army sign. Sudetenland. The Sudeten German party claimed they were being discriminated by the Czech government, which caused multiple riots. This is because Hitler wanted to unite more German people, and Britain, however, supported Hitler's claims, and Hitler wanted to destroy Czechoslovakia by military action. Czechoslovakia in 1939. Uh, a meeting between Germany and Italy, France, and Britain in Munich on September 29th, 1938 decided that Germany should take Sudetenland, which the Czech government reluctantly agreed. Chamberlain and Hitler then signed an agreement on September 30th to renounce warlike intentions. Hitler had no intentions to honor the government and threatened Czechoslovakia that Prague would be bombed if they didn't give up their country, the rest of the entire country. Chamberlain still supported Hitler because Germany were technically invited to the country. Poland, 1939. Hitler demanded Danzig and access to the Polish corridor in April 1939. This was against all the treaties that Germany agreed to, and then the German troops invaded Poland on September 1st, 1939.